I bought your course. I didn't make fucking money from it, man. Are you gonna give me a refund?
I've tried. I'm not rich.
But
have
you sat there for 3 years without?
I can't sit there for 3 years without getting a single.
So you know what? I think I'm about to quit this construction.
Shit.
What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Shit. Okay.
I don't give a shit.
Okay, sir.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars called school.
Sir.
Selling your vagina on the internet, I don't think is very ethical.
You guys are voting me out? You are a piece of shit. You're a scammer.
The fuck?
So basically, ladies and gentlemen, for the duration of this program, I think this man's actually proven himself very right.
Your full name on Instagram is Brad Scales, right?
Yeah.
I was like, you should change it to Brad Scales.
All right, what's up, everyone? My name is Bryce Scales. I'm 21 years old, and I am an entrepreneur. And today I'm going to be debating all these people on common topics a lot of people like to throw out there on the internet. So let's get into it.
Most self-made millionaires under 25 are either scammers, trust fund kids, or got lucky.
All right, Day. Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you, bro. I've talked to a bunch of entrepreneurs, and they supposedly tell me how I could get rich by selling like life insurance and stuff like that. But whenever I ask them to get into detail, there is no details because it's just scams. A lot of it is just screenshots from other people. There is probably one or two or maybe three, that are right. But, courses are a scam at the end of the day.
Why do you believe that?
Why do I believe that?
Yeah.
All the information you're trying to provide us is already on Google and ChatGPT. Why do I need to pay you to be able to figure that out?
You're not wrong. I mean, there is a lot of information out there on, Google, ChatGPT, YouTube, especially.
Did you take a course?
Yeah, I actually paid $10,000 for a course the other day. But my point here is basically a course is like all of that information that you would have to go out there and find yourself summarized in one spot with like a lot of courses have a coaching element added on top. They have like more support, more access to someone who can answer their questions. All of those elements added on top of like the actual content piece itself. So it's like, instead of going out and having to figure it out on your own, you're paying someone who already has that information to help you.
So you're just trying to get lazy people rich?
No, it's not even that. It's just like being able to handle problems. Like entrepreneurship is about failing and learning from your failures and using those failures to like know what you need to know in order to achieve that success. So instead of going through all those failures yourself, it's like, okay, you could come and pay someone like me who can help you kind of navigate around those failures. So it's like, it's more support. It's more like of a fast track. It's more.
So why do you sell courses?
Why do I sell courses? Well, number one, I make more money from doing it. That's just like full transparency. Like I have the skill. Why would I not sell it to other people? Number two, I really enjoy like the coaching aspect of it. Like I really enjoy my job and what I do. And number three, like the demand for it is there. People come to me asking to buy it.
How much is your course?
It's like 4K.
4K?
Yeah.
So you love taking 4K from people?
Well, it's like if they're willing to do what they need to do on their end and like put the work in that's necessary to get there, like, yeah. And
what's your success rate?
It's tough to say because there's a lot of people who join who are willing to do the things they need to do and they see results from it. I have students that make 100K a month. I have students that make 200K a month. I have other students who join and they never make $1 because they just expect everything to be handed to them and they expect that since they spent 4K, like automatically it's just going to come overnight. And in the reality, like it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's running a real business, and the things to run a real business have to be done in order to see those results. I don't want you to think of it as like buy my course and I'm going to get rich the next night, because that's not what it is and that's not what I market it as either.
It's 4K too, so it's not
Right.
an easy investment for a lot of people
course.
like me. You get what I'm saying?
Of course. And that's why like I sell it for what it's worth, and I can confidently say that. Like the people who actually are willing to spend that money and put that time in that's necessary, like they see the results. Again, I have students who make 100K a month. I have students who make 200K a month. Like I've had people who have, they're booting you out, spent their last like couple $1,000s on my program and have like sat there and thanked me over and over and over for it months later. I just had 10 of my students out here, 10 of my top students come out to Miami, and we went out on a yacht. We went to like a cool dinner. And some of them were like really emotional about the fact that they were there. And
how do you prove that? How do you prove that they're all making money? Because I see all of them on Instagram coming over to your house, fucking getting into nice cars.
Yeah, of course.
But they're not their cars.
How do
It's
you
your
prove
cars.
that I make money? You don't.
I
Like you
fucking
just
don't.
see it and you just know, bro. But also people, they
Well,
post
how can
up
I differentiate
invoices.
yours from like somebody else's? Like if somebody else on Instagram is posting like that they're rich and stuff like that to buy their course.
Of course, because
how do I know to
bro,
buy yours and
the
not
reality,
theirs?
I mean, last thing is the reality is there's a lot of fake shit out there. I will give you that. What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Nice to meet you. Oh, shit. Okay. bet.
You know, I bought your course, man, actually.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
Prove
I did.
it.
I
Prove
bought
it.
your course.
Prove it.
Alright, fine, I didn't buy your
Yeah.
course, man. That's it. But yeah, you are a piece of shit. You're
Why?
a scammer. Because you're just stealing money from people, man.
How?
I don't know, but you just fucking stealing
You
money
don't
from
know.
people.
So you're going to come up here and make a crazy claim like that. But
I'm
have
not
nothing
making
to
a
back it
crazy
up.
claim. You stole
You
money
are
from
making a
people.
crazy
Okay,
claim.
how many people bought your course and actually made money back? Let's start with that.
I mean, I don't have an exact number. I would
Exactly,
say
you don't know
typical-
because
no,
nobody
here, I would say
who
typical-
actually buys your course makes money from your course.
Do you
Bro.
want me to pull up results right now?
I don't want you to pull up shit because it could be fake.
Because how is it going to be fake?
It's just fake.
See, you're coming up here and making crazy claims.
I'm not
and
making
you
any
don't have
crazy
anything
claims,
to back
man.
it
I
up.
just
I
know.
respect it. It's
I
for the
just
clip,
I just know you're a piece of shit. You're scamming people. Prove me wrong.
I just told you I'll pull up results and you said you don't want to see
How
them.
do I know the results are?
Okay, even aside from my course, I run a marketing agency that does 7 figures a year, and
I don't
that
give a
business
shit.
is solely based off of
I don't-
making more people money.
I don't give a shit. Okay.
See, you're just making crazy claims.
No,
and you're
because it's
even
not
letting me
crazy.
talk.
Because I bought your course.
No,
and I
you
didn't make.
didn't.
I bought your fucking course.
You just said you
and I
didn't.
didn't make fucking money from it, man. Are you gonna give me a refund?
Okay, you didn't buy my course. You already admitted to that.
How do you know I didn't buy? What are you saying? I'm poor.
I told you
I'm
to
poor.
prove it. and you
I'm poor.
can't-
I can't buy your course.
I'm not saying that at all.
No, you're saying I'm poor.
You got a nice outfit on.
You're
like, not
you're
poor.
calling me poor. I can't buy breast course because it's 4,000. I'm poor. Is
No,
that what it is?
You just said you didn't. You
When did I
didn't
say that?
Buy my course.
I never
You
said
said it
that.
right when you
I
sat down.
never
You
said
said I
that.
bought your course. I said prove it. You said okay. I
When
did.
did I say that?
You said that as soon as you sat down.
See,
the cameras are rolling.
See, this is what scammers are. They gaslight.
Okay,
They lie.
come on,
He's
this
lying.
is-
Alright, fine. I didn't buy your course, man. That's it. How much is your course?
It's 4K.
4,000. Yeah, 4,000. I spent $4,000 on your
No,
course.
you didn't. But if you can give me,
Why-
I will sit here and
You're
have a
saying I'm poor?
conversation with you.
You're
No,
saying
no,
I'm poor?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm not
So
saying
what
that
are you
at all.
saying?
But I'm
Because you're
saying,
saying
if
I
you
didn't-
can
I
sit
said I-
here,
I said I
if
bought
you
your course,
can
you're
sit
telling-
here and make
you're-
one logical argument about why my course is a scam, I'm willing to have a conversation with you. But you're just saying bullshit
Sure,
right
you're
now.
not willing to have a conversation with me?
No, I'm more than willing. But can you make one logical point of why my course or what I do in general is a scam?
Okay, because let me explain it very well for you. Okay, listen close. I bought your shit
No, you. Come
and
on,
it didn't
stop.
work. There you go. A equals B.
Okay.
B equals C.
You're making a really good
C
effort
equals
at
D.
trying to rage bait me, but my cortisol is not
Rage bait.
spiking.
No, you know what made me mad? The fact that I bought your shit.
You didn't buy my course.
Okay,
you already
what,
admitted that.
exactly. What's in your course, anyways? Like, why should people? That's 5 flags. That's you guys are voting me out. I'll be back, man.
See you soon.
Most workers are secretly jealous and wish they were entrepreneurs.
How you doing, Bresler?
Good. Oh, you're a handshaker.
Yeah, I like to shake.
Okay, so real quick before the prompt, like
Yeah, bro.
you carry that snake around.
It's a pet snake. You know,
That's
I work
fine.
on a reptile farm.
That's sick
I
as
love
fuck.
wildlife. I love animals. I'm a young Steve Irwin. You know what I mean? And I think that most people who are wages, they might be jealous of the young entrepreneur millionaire. But I've been an entrepreneur too. Like it's the hustle. You said it yourself. You fail. You grind. And you learn from your mistakes. And then, I got a full-time job on a reptile farm. It's kind of the dream, breed endangered animals like Galapagos
Can't-
tortoises.
I can't argue you on that. If you're
Yeah,
happy, you're
so,
happy. Like,
yeah.
That's all that matters in life is
That really is it. And I think people like you're selling this course to just retards. And
No,
they're
it's not retards.
Are you
It's-
sure?
No, it's not.
Who's buying? What's your average?
Average age demographic?
Yeah.
17 to 25.
Yeah, there
I'd
you
say.
go. These kids have no experience. They're looking at Instagram.
that's
They're
the
looking
point.
at Twitter. They're seeing people like you who are flexing all these cars, flexing the mansion.
Of course.
A lot of these people are faking that. These kids, what are they even doing? If they have questions, why would they buy a course when they could just ask the internet? If they're buying your course and they don't have questions, they're retarded, right? So they have to know what they want to know from your course, and then you could just plug that into ChatGPT or find a mentor. I mean, you're
Find
how
a
old?
mentor, exactly.
There you go. You're 21 years old,
paying
though, right?
I am, yeah, 21.
What life experience do you have? What jobs did you have that you made this money? Are you a nepo baby or did you?
No. I mean, my parents, they did averagely well for themselves. I'm
Pretty
always
good
open
middle
about
class?
that. But when I dropped out of college to do
Hell
this
yeah.
stuff full time,
Me too.
Hell yeah.
So what do you
They told me they wouldn't give me $1, and like financially I was on my own, and that was like a big motivator for me, was that I moved across the country and like had to figure all this shit out on my own, and I didn't have much money to do so. So I don't like come.
So you did come from below. You were pretty poor, huh? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm not saying I was poor. Like again, my
But
parents.
when you left on your own, did you have a ton of money? Like, did you?
I
Have
mean,
100K?
I had probably like 40, 50K saved up. So
Where'd
like
you get that?
a good backbone from what I was doing online. Like when I was in college, I started everything back like sophomore year of high school, and was working all through high school and never really made money my first 1, 2, 3 years doing it. And then as soon as I kind of got into college, I started to actually see some of the like rewards of my hard work, and stacked up like 40, 50K, was making like 10K a month, and was like, this is what I want to do with my life. I'm going to drop out and like go full force at it.
All right, and I'd say like most normal people, they couldn't handle being an entrepreneur. It's a lot of work. It's sleepless nights. It's, you got to give things up, right? When you say.
Yeah, I would say majority of people, but I would say like anyone who's like just willing to go through that process and that hard work is capable of doing it.
Absolutely, but I mean, if they really are capable of doing that work, putting the time in, why buy your course? Like, it's just a scam.
No, it's not a scam, but the point in buying it is to have that extra layer of support, be able to ask questions to someone who knows the answer to them, be able to get all that information in one hub rather than having to go out and do it all on your own.
I hear you. Google is one hub.
Of course, but you have to search for different examples, find different things. Real life example, when I started, I didn't buy a course when I first started. I started trying to get into online business my freshman year of high school.
And you probably figured it out eventually, right?
Yeah, but I tried trading, I tried drop shipping, I tried crypto, I tried NFTs. Like I was just losing money. Yeah, losing money over and over.
Yeah.
And then finally, like I found what I do now. I got into marketing for brands, and I just stayed consistent with it.
It's a pleasure.
Pleasure. You're a handshaker. I respect that.
So yeah, I woke up 3 a.m, moving bags, getting told I'm an idiot. They talking down on me because I got a GED. And then I look on Instagram on my phone, I see you in the Lamborghini. I said, what's this guy do? What? He doesn't have any dirt on his hands or anything. But did you say you're a millionaire? You sell a course, somebody clicks something and you make money?
So, like, you're asking me what I do for a living?
What is it?
So I run a marketing agency where we run ads for e-com brands. So like skincare brands, healthcare brands, clothing brands, jewelry brands, anything you see online, like streetwear brand, for example, we run their advertisements on platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Google, TikTok, and we make their businesses more money by running those advertisements. And then we take a percentage of everything we generate. So that's one of my businesses, is that agency where we do that for these businesses. And then number 2, I have a program where I teach people how they can do the same exact thing. So I coach them on how to start doing that for themselves. They're basically finding businesses, calling those businesses, texting those businesses, emailing them, and pitching their services of running ads for them. So say...
That's why it's a scam. Why is it a scam? Because they not working for real, and you selling a dream.
That makes no sense. If there's a car wrap shop down the street, right? Jimmy's car wrap shop. And I go to Jimmy and I tell him, hey, I can make your business more money by running ads for your business. And I make him more money and he pays me a percentage of the money that I make him. That's me delivering a service for him. Same way as when you go to a construction site and you work on that construction site, whoever's building,
work hard
you do. You work
You know
really
how much
hard.
I make?
Oh, I'm sure you don't make enough.
You know what minimum wage is? They just raised it.
I don't know.
I know because I was making it.
Anyways, my point here is you're building a house for someone. That person is paying you to build that house, right? You're doing a service for them. And in return for that service, they give you money. It's the same exact concept. You understand?
I get on the internet, I do the course. I'm assuming you just Google it and you just put all of the answers there and tell people to do it. And you just go on and
No, it's like
coffee.
it's like a program. You join and there's like, yeah.
Man, whatever.
Sacrificing your 20s to build a business means you'll miss out on life's best years.
Welcome back. That's okay.
Last time was
It's okay. Why do you think building a business in your 20s makes you miss out on life's best experiences?
I want to apologize for last time.
Okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
It was a little bit too
Again,
much.
no grudges held.
But wait, you think I'm jealous of you? Back to the other prompt. I know it's
No,
a new prompt.
I don't.
Because I'm not.
Again,
I'm not.
I told him he's very happy doing what he does for work. That's amazing. That's all that matters in life is that you're happy. You know. Some people don't care about money. Some people don't.
The current prompt is you should sacrifice your 20s to build. I agree with that actually. You know, like
You're how old?
do you have friends? Do you have people that's? I mean, what do you do in your free time? Just
I love cars.
yeah.
Go to like car
you sell
meets,
courses on cars or no? Nah.
I'll drive my cars. I'll go to the beach sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll
You ever
go
just
to dinner
you ever
with
just
my
fuck around
friends.
with your friends just for fun
Yeah,
and shit like
of
that?
course.
Yeah, like what do you do like when you're fucking around?
I mean, we'll travel some. Like when we have the time to, we'll travel.
yeah, where you travel to?
Where was the last trip I went on with my friends? We went to the Keys in Florida. So not like a crazy trip, but nice little.
Nah, you
weekend
travel
trip.
crazy, man. I feel like you travel crazy places. See me, I'm actually like a college student, but I also do sales. So like what you and I do is kind of similar, except you sell to like dumb retarded people.
Who do you sell
So I sell to like homeowners and shit like that. So I sell like security camera systems. I'm actually having fun in my 20s. You know, like you don't need a car to have fun in your 20s. You don't need to have a freaking big ass house to have fun. And I spent time with my friends
What
in
car do
college.
you
You
drive?
know, just fucking around. What happened?
car do you drive?
What car do I drive? I drive a 1996 Honda Civic.
You drove that here?
Yeah.
Do you think you would have had more fun driving here if you were in a Rolls Royce Cullinan?
I actually hate Rolls Royce. I feel like the design is
What
like
about
fucking ugly.
what about a Lamborghini?
Lamborghini? It's too popular. I don't like popular shit.
Okay, what about?
That's why I don't like you, because you're
What's your dream car?
my dream car. I don't have a dream car actually. I just
Okay, maybe
I
you
just
don't.
don't.
care
I don't.
about
I don't
cars.
really
We'll
care
move to
about
the
cars.
next thing.
About shit like.
All
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
continue.
What I want is actually a yacht. Can you get that for me?
I can't afford a yacht.
That's 5 flags.
You get voted out fast, bro.
I know, man. Like,
Wait, what do you agree with? To sacrifice young so
I
you
think-
can be good by 30?
Yeah, I think.
But you're still young.
yeah, but I think like.
You haven't sacrificed
I'm-
anything. You got really lucky.
How did I get lucky?
You're fucking 21 and you're rich. There's a lot of people that fucking try every day.
But I
tried
sacrificed,
drop
like-
shipping. I tried a lot of stuff. I was gonna sign up for your course. The problem is your course was a little pushy. I'm not gonna lie.
Pushy?
Yeah, it was like 2 in.the morning on like
Well, you
Tuesday
probably
night,
applied
and I
at
was
2 in the morning.
I applied at 2 in.the morning,
Yeah.
and I got a phone call at 2 in.the morning.
Well, that's what it says when you apply. It says someone will call you within the next 2 minutes.
I
I just got a good team.
I
man.
honestly
got
did
a
not
good
fucking
team.
see that, but
I know
that's
how to
fucking
run
crazy.
business.
But I mean, look, you could sacrifice your 20s to be good at 30, but like, there's nothing wrong with working through your 20s.
No, of
like,
course. I agree.
I've been working since I was 16,
Bro, if I didn't.
and I have fun every single day.
Say I made $100 million by the time I was 30, I wouldn't retire. Like, what am I going to do with myself? I'm going to go crazy not having work. Like, work brings me fulfillment.
Do you work the whole day though?
6 to 8 hours a day. It totally depends on the day. My
What
job
time
is
do
so
you wake up?
situational. Usually like 9,
9?
and then I go straight to the gym.
All right. Because I wake up at 5 in.the morning to
That's
go to
early.
work.
Yeah.
Be there by 6:30, maybe 7 o'clock. Everybody's leaving at 5. I'm leaving at 7. I'm hustling. That's not
good,
the
bro.
same type of hustle,
Yeah.
but I'm hustling.
But you're
So
hustling.
I have money in my account because I think when everybody gets up, when everybody leaves at 5, they go home and they sit around and look at TikTok all day. I leave at 7. I go home, I eat, I shower, and I go to sleep. But I still have time to do stuff on the weekends. I go out with my friends, this and that. Why do you think I should be doing a course right now or taking your course?
Well, I think long term, I think that the extra time you're spending at work making like an hourly wage could be like reflected tenfold if you took some of that time away from your job and allocated that into something that has like higher ROI potential. I think like long term you could look back at that and be like, damn, I'm happy I didn't spend that time trading it for a paycheck.
So
I spent
scamming
it-
has like a good ROI potential?
You asked me a question, bro. You can't just. But you see my point. Like instead of trading your time for a paycheck, you take that time and allocate that into something that has. More
Do you
of
work
an
8 hours a
ROI
day
potential.
minimum?
Not minimum. There's days where I work 2. Like it just depends. That's the beauty of my job is I have that freedom. Nobody can tell me what time I have to be to work and what time I can leave.
Okay.
You know?
I could agree with you on that, but there's a lot of uncertainty to your job. At the point where you're at right now, you're pretty fucking big. You got a lot of fucking people that follow you. You'll make money whether on social media, on investment properties, whatever the hell you got. But somebody like me who were to start making 10K a month off your course or whatever the hell, I don't know if next month I'll make 10K. I don't know if next month I'll even make 1,000.
Let me tell you a story. I started at that point too, bro. When I dropped out of school and moved across the country into a new house I had like bills to pay and shit. Like I didn't have much money in my name. I had like 40, 50K. And I was running my clothing brand at the time. That's how I got into marketing, was I started a clothing brand and I learned how to run ads for it. Anyways, long story short, I ended up getting scammed by my manufacturer for 60 grand. I paid him for a bulk order of like a shipment of clothes and he just never sent it. I literally got scammed for 60 racks. So I'm down to like very little money left in my account. And like I had to figure it out. So, you know, there is risk involved with entrepreneurship. You can't argue that there's not. That's what it's about though, is it takes a special type of person to be willing to like take that risk and like.
But the risk was a lot
necessary.
easier for you. You say your parents weren't rich, but they were good, right?
Yeah, they did well for themselves.
If I don't show up to work, what happens if my mom can't pay the mortgage? I stay with my mom as of right now. But, you know, I stay with my mom. What happens if my mom can't pay the mortgage? Who's gonna take care of her? How is she gonna be able to pay the mortgage? And she's gonna look over, she's gonna come to my room and I'm there on a fucking computer. Hold the fuck up, mom. I'm on the fucking course trying to learn how to make 10K a month. When I could be outside working, guaranteeing that I'm gonna make that bread to take
But
home.
you can do both, bro. You could be doing both. You, instead of staying at work till 7 p.m., you could go to work till 5 p.m. and then allocate the other 5 hours of your day to trying to do what has more ROI potential. That's what I was doing. Like when I started all this shit, I was in school, I was going to the gym, I worked a job, trying to save up money to be able to invest in my business, and I still made time. Like if you want to make the time, you can make the time, you know?
I don't know, man. It seems like you didn't have too much to risk. Obviously, if you lost all your money or if you weren't making money, you would have been on the street. But worst comes to worst, you call your dad, you call your mom, they fly you back out to their house and you're good. You know what I'm saying? I have a baby on the way. I made a bad decision. I bought a Corvette and now I got to pay that. If not, my credit goes under.
Yeah.
And credit's pretty important. I got to buy a house.
I mean, not everyone
gotta buy
starts in the
things.
same situation. Like, you know, I'm probably a little maybe more fortunate than you were, but I still, you know, had to do the shit that was necessary in order to get there. You can't change your current situation. The only thing you can do is change your future. So you just got to work harder to
I don't know,
set
man.
yourself
Me and
up
all my
for the
friends
future.
tried to do the risk thing. We tried to do trading.
How
we tried to
long?
do drop
For how
shipping.
long? For how long?
I gave up. Obviously, I'm a mechanic now. Everybody else is still
That's the
trading
thing, bro.
to
You
this
gave
day.
up. I just told you it took me years to
But
make
I
my
know
first dollar.
somebody.
I didn't
Okay,
give up.
I have a close friend since fucking middle school, right? He's been trading since like sophomore year of high school.
I don't believe, like, trading is
You think it's fake?
not fake, no, but it takes a lot of time and you're risking your own money, so I don't think it's that ethical.
What you do is you scale businesses, right? So you advertise them. These are people who are working hard to grow their businesses. Why would they pay you to grow their businesses?
Good question.
They're
So,
already risking their 20s, most of them, to grow a business that's at least
Number
8
one-
times out of 10 is gonna die.
number one, they see all the results we've gotten for other people. Number two, we work off of performance-based pay, meaning we only take a percentage of the money that we generate them. So if I come to your mechanic shop and I make you an extra $100,000 in a month off of ads, just random example, we usually take about 10% of what we generate them, so 10K. So out of that 90 or out of that 100K in revenue, they keep 90, whatever their cost of goods are, cost of service, they take that out. But they keep their profit, we keep ours. It's a mutually beneficial
But you take
relationship.
10% though. That's a lot away from my business.
But we do a lot for that business. We make ad creatives, we deliver the service, we deliver email
How do I know that
services,
customers are
like-
coming from you and not from somewhere else?
Yeah, so when you're running ads for a business, the ads manager, like the Facebook ads manager, has what's called a pixel that connects to the website. You code it into the website and it tracks exactly how much traffic comes from the ads, how many sales come from the ads, how many leads come from the ads, whatever metric you want to track, it tracks that directly.
All right.
Yeah.
All I got for that one.
It's impossible to have freedom with a normal job.
Hi, my name is Preeti. So I guess my question is, I think for a lot of young people, they're kind of sold this fantasy about entrepreneurship, and maybe people are marketing like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, this lifestyle of, oh, you become an entrepreneur, you'll become super wealthy. But the reality is maybe like 1%, maybe the top 0.1%.
Do you know why? The other 99% of people give up too quick.
Well, I'll tell you the alternative. The alternative is I think people should be taught like really build skills, like valuable skills.
That's literally all I preach.
But
and what I post.
before you go into entrepreneurship, you could go into a job and learn skills. Like
Jobs don't teach skills the same way hands-on learning does. I've learned way more in my experience just sitting there cold calling businesses and failing over and over and over than I ever would at any sort of job, internship, anything. I totally agree with you in your point point of learn a valuable skill, because that's what entrepreneurship is.
Right.
Learn a skill that's valuable and provide that skill to people with money who can afford to pay for your skill. That's literally what it is, right? But
right, also in terms of the freedom, like say you learn a skill, like you go into the tech industry, like people are saying, oh, drop out of school, just do online. But if you go to a good college, like I went to a good college, I had like a traditional South Asian background, went to a good college, you get a job in like say the tech field, these companies have millions and multi-millions of dollars in revenue. So they can give you a high paying job where you have far less stress than entrepreneurship. You're gaining skills like whether it's coding, whether it's UX design, whether it's AI engineering, you're gaining skills in that, and then you can keep advancing. You can get to 500K, 600K, you get bonuses.
Coding,
and it's 9 to 5. So if people, and then later on, like once you gain like a lot of skills, say AI engineering, coding, tech, when you're 35, 40, like, you know, you earned all this money through a job, maybe you pursue entrepreneurship, maybe you decide a job is easier, but that's just a way easier path. But people are not told that. Like I have friends who work at Instagram, for instance, like he gets paid 500K a year. He works like 3 hours a day because all the responsibility, like
what does he do for his job?
So he's in software engineering at
Probably
Instagram.
going to get replaced by AI in the next 5 years.
Right. Well, there's also AI engineering. Anything can be replaced by AI. But what I'm just saying is like right now, I feel like when you go on Instagram, you go on social media, everyone is sold this fantasy of like, oh, just buy this branding course, buy this course, become a multimillionaire.
It's
the
not.
reality
Of course
is like
it's not.
making money is hard.
It
That's
is.
not what.
And that's what I was just telling. I don't remember who it was
Yeah.
I was telling, but for the first couple of years of my life, getting into entrepreneurship, I
Right.
never made $1. And I will
Right.
never tell people that it's going to be easy. I will tell them the formula is easy. Simply figure out what you need to do, and you know what you need to do, and you just do those things. The journey is not going to be easy. So again, the formula is easy,
Right.
the journey is not.
But I think social media sells this fantasy of like people are having these Lambos,
I can agree
Ferraris,
with you.
mansions, and then they're like, oh, just buy this course, build this online business, and you'll be a multimillionaire
agree with
driving
you,
out
'cause
a
a lot of
Lambo.
people-
Even with entrepreneurship, it's not for everyone. You have to have a very high nervous system capacity, like you said, being able to handle rejection, being able to handle uncertainty, being able to handle failure. Like maybe 0.01% is able to have that unique skill set to do it. So it's not freedom. It's
I
not
would
freedom for
disagree
most
with you
people.
on that.
Most people like can build skills to get like a high paying job.
I would disagree with you
'Cause
on that
that's way
completely
easier
because those
to do.
skills can be learned elsewhere too with just hands-on failure.
Right, but in this say they have freedom because if you have like a 200, 300, 400K
But not
job,
everyone can do that.
So,
And to get a job like that, you pay for the biggest course of them all, college. How much do you spend to go to college to get a tech degree?
but
That's a
it's-
course, am I right or wrong?
But it's
Am I
it's
right
a
or
more
wrong?
predictable.
Am I right?
It's a more predictable path to earning
Not-
a lot of money. Entrepreneurship
Not really.
is
It's
for a
only
very small
predictable because
fragment.
it's only predictable because it's been proven by so many other people, and courses have too. Because if you look at the people who have simply just done the shit they need to do inside of those courses and have stuck to the journey long enough, they get results. But the
that's-
problem is a lot of people aren't willing to hold themselves accountable enough to stay there long enough and do the shit they know they need to do and get that result.
Not everyone has there's more people who have the ability to get a high paying job and perform well in that than have the
I
nervous
disagree.
system capacity to be a successful
Well, then you're simply
entrepreneur.
just a pussy at that point. Like
Well,
if you're not willing to just work hard.
Right.
Again, the
If-
formula is simple. You know what you need to do. It's just a matter of the journey being hard, and you just have to stick with it long enough. College is only a proven path more because so many more people have done it because it's become such a norm. If they want to be normal and just trade their time for money, that's
That's
fine.
still a lot more money than a lot of entrepreneurs
That's
make.
five
How
lakhs.
many entrepreneurs make 500K plus after revenue in profit?
I mean, I guess it depends. I sure as hell do. I would rather make less money and not have to trade my time for money than make more money and be restricted.
I'm just saying it's easier. You said freedom. It's easier for people to get a high paying job.
I agreed with you on that part.
And it's like-
A good amount of people are,
A
you
good
know,
amount of
like
people
I
are, but
agreed
if
with
they
you there.
really sit down and be like, I'm gonna master AI engineering, and I'm like gonna go all.
But if
out
they
with
sit
this
down and
stuff.
master whatever course they're buying, it's the same thing.
That's more
Because,
very
bro,
uncertain.
it's literally, I don't know how we're still going, but it's listen, it's the same thing. If you're gonna master AI engineering, you're
Okay,
gonna pay for
sir.
a course that's hundreds
Sir.
of thousands of dollars called school.
Sir,
All right, sorry.
I'm studying
Nice to meet
engineering
you.
right now. Hello, my
Engineering?
name is Cece.
Okay.
Back to what she was saying. She was saying that only 0.1%, right? Make it here. So why would you sell something that only 0.1% could do?
Because in the end of the day, it's not totally on me if they have the work ethic, you know? Why would college sell their biggest course of all to people when they know not everyone is going to pass, not everyone is going to get through it? I paid money for school when I went to college and I dropped out. Why would they sell it to me if they knew I was going to drop out? They didn't know, but they sold it to me because I was willing to go. And I was willing to give it a shot. I can only do my job of trying my best to hold them accountable, give them all the information I possibly can. They have to do the work.
But you don't think people will catch up onto that and not buy your course if they're not doing good?
No, because people do good, so people keep buying it because it gets people results.
How do you know they're doing good?
Because I keep a close relationship with all my students and I have a wins channel where they post all their wins.
Then why don't we have more entrepreneurs that talk about you?
I mean, you would just have to go find them. They're out there.
How is that better than going to college?
It has a lot more potential long term.
Like
college,
how? If there's
college
only-
is just so traditional. What are you going to do? Spend $100K to go to college, get a job
I
that
don't
pays
spend
you?
100K to go to college.
How
I
much-
have a scholarship. There's people that study all of high school.
Of course.
Get good grades. They get a scholarship, and they don't have to pay for that.
But still,
And
then
it's
they're
not
set up when they
zero-
graduate college,
Wait.
they get hit with life real
Sir.
quick and they're making 40K a year. What does that get you? In Miami, that can't even get you a fucking apartment.
Not 40K a year. A lot of them make a lot more than
A lot
that.
of them make 40K a year though.
Like, who do you know?
A lot
that
of them
makes 40K?
struggle to find jobs. You know how many people I know back from my hometown? I grew up in Wisconsin. You know how many people back from my hometown graduated college and are struggling to even find a job
But in
with a
engineering?
degree? Maybe not engineering, but whatever degree it is. Engineering, that's got potential probably to get replaced by AI too.
So do you.
No, I
AI's
don't.
already
No, I don't. I
behind
use AI
us.
in my business. I'm ahead of the curve. You think I see all this bullshit about AI coming up on my feed and I'm not ahead of the curve and on it already and utilizing it for my business
how
to
is
make
that
more
good
money?
long term?
That's what an entrepreneur is.
Okay.
You adapt to shifts
Wait,
in the market.
If you would have had a degree and you would have continued college, wouldn't you have been a more reliable person to buy courses from? Long term. Wait.
Because what, I
wait,
took a
hold on.
fucking arts class in
No,
college?
like,
I
for
went to
example,
college for
I
2 months
also-
for marketing, and you know what I learned about? Math and English. The fuck is that?
Okay, because those are like your prereqs, like your core classes that you have to take in college. Everyone has
That's
to take
why
them.
college is bullshit, because why am I learning about math and English if I'm trying to learn about marketing?
Then maybe you shouldn't have taken
And so I
marketing.
dropped
That's
out.
That's a skill issue.
I dropped out and I went and learned it myself, and I make millions of dollars a year doing
Okay,
it.
that's good for you, but you're talking about people overall, not you. I don't
But
think
that
long
works.
term. I don't think long term.
But if it works for me, why can't it work for other people?
You had a unique skill.
No, I didn't. I didn't have the skill. I didn't have the skill set.
long term, you're relying on social media trends and the
I
algorithm.
adapt. That's what being an entrepreneur
Okay,
is.
but you're relying on it because you don't have a degree, you don't have a background on business, right?
What do I need a
Because
degree for?
you
I
dropped out
have a
of
background on
college
business. You
in
think I don't have a
marketing, right?
background on business, but
What's
I've
your
made.
background on business? Drop
I've
it, go.
ran 2 7-figure year businesses for the last 2 years of my life. The fuck?
Okay, well, yeah, that's good, but like, how can you say everyone can do that and sell it?
5 flags.
But how can you sell that? Like, it doesn't make sense.
How does that not make sense?
There's no such thing as an ethical entrepreneur. You cannot get rich without exploiting somebody else.
Hey, what's up,
Welcome back, man.
You miss me?
Yeah, I missed you.
I agree with that actually. Like you cannot get rich as an entrepreneur without cutting some corners, doing some shady shit. You know
You're
what
in
I'm saying?
school, right?
Yo, actually, when I was sitting there, your full name on Instagram is Brad Scales, right?
Yeah.
I was like, you should change it to Brad Scams.
Okay, so the prompt.
No.
No, listen, can I talk? Can I
Alright,
talk?
talk.
So the prompt is you can't get rich without exploiting someone, right?
Yeah, you gotta cut
So-
some corners, do some shady shit.
You think you have to do some shady shit, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you in school?
Yeah, I'm in college.
You're in college.
Yeah.
Where do you go to school?
FIU.
I don't know who owns FIU, but he's probably pretty rich, right? Like a lot of people paying tens of thousands of dollars to go to school there, right? And
Yeah.
you're one of those people. So he's rich, you're buying what he's selling, he's exploiting you. That's what you're saying here.
Right, but that doesn't take away from the point that, you know, he
It
could also
is-
be
it
an
is the
entrepreneur.
point. It is the
But
point,
he's
though.
also doing shady shit too, just like you are.
What do you think he's doing that's shady?
I mean,
Selling you the biggest course of all college?
I mean,
and you were
I don't
paying for it,
know.
you're getting
I don't know.
exploited.
I
That's
don't
what
know.
you're
I don't know
saying.
too much about him. I don't know if he's doing shady shit or not. But I can tell course sellers, they're not really all that ethical.
We're not talking about course sellers. The prompt was entrepreneurs in general.
You're not an entrepreneur?
I am.
So we're talking about you then.
That's what I said, is we're talking about entrepreneurs.
But you just said you're not
Okay,
talking
so
about me, we're talking about entrepreneurs.
What is your point here?
Dude, this is why you need to go to school. You don't even know what the hell you're saying, man.
Bro.
Dude, like,
What is your
logically,
point?
logically,
What is your point?
You're an entrepreneur. You just said we're not talking about me, we're talking about entrepreneurs. Logically, you're an entrepreneur,
Bro, you
so
don't
technically
even
we
have
are
an
talking
argument.
about you.
You're just up in la la land.
I'm up
You
in
just
La La
got-
Land. Like, is there anyone who actually bought your course, like, that says, okay, this guy's legit? he's
Yeah,
not scamming
actually.
me?
So I did a boot camp a little bit back, like beginning of this month, where for 5 days I went live on YouTube, right?
Right.
People paid like $47 for a ticket, and they got access.
$47 to join a live YouTube video?
Yeah. So it was. Listen,
do you ever do
listen
shit
up.
for free? Like, you just...
Yeah, I do shit for free all the time. But this was like, I wanted very serious people to join it, so I sold tickets for $47. It was a 5 days in a row stream where I started a marketing agency over from zero so that they could watch me do it live and like see the process of it.
But that's
on
just
day
like-
4,
but that's
no,
just
listen,
like-
I'm not done.
Okay.
On day 4, I had one of my
That's-
top students hop on, where he makes tens of thousands of dollars a month, right? And he sat there for basically an hour and a half, just like almost in tears about how grateful he was for everything I've given him.
He was in tears?
Damn near. He actually texted
But listen,
me
that's
after
just
that he was crying.
one aspect of like your businesses. You have many other aspects. Like, okay, that could be legit, but we're not. You do many things, right? Like, you do a lot of shit, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so like that's just one thing. We don't know about the other ones that you're doing. They could be fucking scams for all we know.
You can't say that and then not have like a point to back that up.
I'm sure there's someone who's bought your course and be like, this guy fucking scammed me.
Yeah, and then you refund them because they're just
You
retarded
refund them?
like you. Like
So
they just have that
so you
stupid
agree.
mindset.
So you agree that a lot of people who buy your shit is retarded.
No, not a lot of people. I'm
you
just
just
saying
said
you get that
the
occasional
guy that
person.
bought your shit
You
is
get that
retarded.
occasional person, and what happens is they join and they realize, holy shit, I actually have to do work. This isn't like, a get rich quick scheme. And they realize they actually have to do work, and then they ask for a refund. And like in most cases, we just refund them because it's like, okay, we don't even
But
want this.
you do
person
sell
in
your
our
shit as a
program.
get rich quicks.
No, I don't. How do I sell it as a get rich quick scheme?
All right, I'll agree. I don't know for sure. But listen, man. Actually, there's this guy who's like, he follows you. He's like a big fan of yours. He's my friend actually. So I'm just gonna like take a picture with him. And just,
Okay, bet.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what's going on here. No, you're gonna put a filter on me or some shit.
No, I
Turn your brightness up.
I swear, bro.
Turn
Okay.
So he went from calling me a scammer to taking
No,
a picture.
I
with
still
me.
think you're a scam. This guy, my friend, he just fucking adores you, man. He fucking adores like TJR, all this, the course sellers and everything. I actually hate TJR. You should stop hanging out.
Why?
Because he's racist piece of shit. Yeah.
It's for content, bro.
It's
Just
for
like
content?
just like how you're trying to rage bait me.
I'm not trying to
like
rage
it's
with
just
you,
for
man.
content.
I'm not trying to rage with you, man.
If you are born in a first world country like Europe, the UK, America, and you don't become a millionaire, it's your fault.
It's not your fault if you don't get rich. Like, sometimes shit happens. You get me? You be the unluckiest person. I believe in luck. You be the unluckiest person in the world and shit just doesn't fall on your lap. That's why I said you got really lucky. Okay,
I believe in luck
I'll
to an
give you-
extent too, but here, let me make this point. If you don't show up every single day, how are you ever going to expect to receive any bit of luck?
I showed up to McDonald's every day. I never became the manager.
That's a different story because that's not like a proven path that has like big ROI potential. You're talking about fucking McDonald's versus if I am sitting in my room grinding.
Well, the manager
12
did
hours a
make
day.
$100,000 a year.
That's not shit. Like you can barely.
You can't survive off $100,000 a year?
You could survive, but can you live like any life that's really worth living? And you're still clocking into McDonald's every day, having to yell at 14-year-old kids to put the fries in the bag.
I mean, dude, it is what it is. Some people love working at McDonald's.
That takes a special type of person. I think we both can agree on that. You would not want to work at McDonald's for the rest of your life.
I was born in this country, but dude, things are expensive.
Of course.
So even if I am the manager of McDonald's, if I'm the manager of my mechanic shop, my mom actually works with a lot of mechanic shop owners. And a lot of those people, they're 70. They still haven't retired, or they have to pass it down to their grandkids. They can't sell the company because they're not gonna win much. There's not a lot of winning in a lot of businesses. Like Most businesses don't always win.
But that's their fault. They're in the wrong business.
So
I have a lot of friends that come from not.
So if I don't take your order, who's gonna take your order at McDonald's? Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it, but that's
Somebody's
got
to work on your car. And
that's why you have to realize I don't want to be one of those normal people, and you have to escape that.
And what happens when everybody says the same thing you do? Who's gonna work at McDonald's? Who's gonna work in the mechanic
But
shop?
everyone's not. That's my point. Is you have to realize you're not gonna be one of those people.
That's what you're trying to get me to think, that I'm not one of those people. What happens if you convince everybody?
I think
That's what I'm trying to say.
well, do you want to be the last one to be convinced? Do you want to be the last one working at McDonald's?
No,
Bro, I have a
don't
lot
wanna
of
be the
friends that
last
come from nothing. Like, I don't know how much you've seen my stuff, but do you know Fredo?
Actually, I think I do, but
He does drop shipping. Anyways,
Yeah.
bro, he was like working at In-N-Out taking orders for probably 11, 12 bucks an hour. At some point had to realize, holy shit, this isn't going to be my life for the rest of my life. Like, I need to do something different. And he worked his ass off until he got results. That's an example of like one of my friends. He comes from nothing, bro. Like, single mom, like 3 siblings, 3, I think.
So you're saying it's my fault that I'm not rich yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I've tried. I've tried multiple.
But you haven't tried hard enough, bro.
I've
Like I
fucking-
was talking about with her, the reason that 0.1% of people, whatever statistic, whatever number she threw out there, that are entrepreneurs are successful is because the other 99.9 give up too quick.
But how do you know that? You don't
Because
100%
I've experienced
know
it, bro.
that.
If I
I've
sat there in
tried.
my second year,
I've tried. I'm not
bro,
rich.
but
I've
have you
tried.
sat there for 3 years
I
without
can't
making
sit
a dollar?
there for 3 years without getting
But that's
a
what
single
it
dollar.
takes.
How does
Then
that
that's
make sense?
your
Doesn't
fault.
matter
That's my
if you're in
point.
the first
Then
world
that's
country
your-
or a third world country.
Then that's your fault.
How's that my fault?
Because I would have to
I'm
sit
playing
here.
the cards that I was dealt with in life. I gotta work.
Yes, but you can still work and do other stuff outside of work. Bro, again, for the first 3 years of my entrepreneurship journey, I didn't make a dollar. If I gave up on 2 days or 2 years, 355 days in before I did make my first dollar, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair right now. I would be in college, probably sitting there telling myself it's my fault that I'm not rich yet. You know what the difference in mindset between an entrepreneur and a normal person is that an entrepreneur is able to realize that they can only control their future, and a normal person just, I'm working with the cards I got dealt with. An entrepreneur says, I got dealt with these cards. My situation is good, my situation is bad, but no matter what my situation is, I'm gonna take initiative and I'm gonna fucking grind my ass off to get myself out of this situation and create a better one.
But
It's mindset, bro. It's mindset. It's all, everything starts up here.
you gotta grind to get to where you're at right now. Mm-hmm. But I mean, were you working all day and night like I am to get to where
It's
you're at
probably
right
working
now?
more than you. Now
More
your
than
job
I
might
am?
be harder. You're sitting there like physical labor. I get to sit here like this, but I was probably working more than you.
And now you work 2 hours a day?
No, not at all. I work way more than 2 hours a day, but it just depends on the day, you know?
That's 5 flags. Entrepreneurship has a 90% failure rate, so betting on yourself is statistically stupid.
Welcome back, brother.
So I feel like it's a guarantee. I go on the job site. I work those 8 hours to 12 hours. I'm gonna get my little $80 for the day, sometimes 90. And it's a guarantee. I'm comfortable with it. And I feel like I would be stupid to go against the grain and try to take a risk, because I might be homeless or something and hold a cardboard sign. Why should I make the jump?
Because there's more potential. There's a higher return on investment opportunity going into something like entrepreneurship versus, a typical job. Obviously a job, like it just sets you up for the rest of your life to just be trading your time for money. But if you can allocate some of your time now to try to do something like entrepreneurship, in the future, 5 years from now, you could be making $1 million a year, $2 million a year, $3 million a year, and never have to trade that time for money. You don't have to worry about waking up at, 3 a.m.?
I wake up at 3 a.m. every day. Every day I wake up at 3 a.m. I'm trying to figure it out. When I do have this extra hour, I go on the internet or something, I see a course, I try the YouTube video, and everything just lead me to the same road. But I spend my extra $30 on something and I end up set back now. Because now I don't get to eat for the next 2 days because I done tried to take an entrepreneur risk. What about that? I got to sacrifice food for 2 days.
That's what it takes. I mean, unfortunately, I wasn't in a position as bad as yours where I would have to sacrifice food for 2 days. My parents
Because
put food on the table.
Course, like I gotta get the Wi-Fi first.
Yeah, but the last argument that I made was no matter your current situation, you have to be able to evaluate that situation. And the difference between a normal person and an entrepreneur's mindset is that an entrepreneur realizes, okay, these are the cards I'm dealt with. As shitty as it is, I'm gonna take these cards I'm dealt with, and I'm gonna
$40 for the whole week. What you doing?
$40 for the whole week. I mean,
You're done.
Parlay?
no, that's the stupidest thing you could do. I'm gonna use that $40 probably to fund my life. Maybe a
So you gotta
little
buy
bit of food, Twinkies. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. Yeah.
So
you don't
you're not
have to
gonna do
buy.
an entrepreneur.
You don't. Here's what you're not understanding. You don't have to buy a course to make money on the internet or to be a successful entrepreneur. You just have to have the work ethic. That's the biggest thing. The course is just, meant as an investment for people who want to fast track that success and have that
I
extra
got
support.
$40.
$40? Spend it on food.
So how do I progress entrepreneurially that week if I got $40 that week?
Your time. You have time. Again, I made an argument earlier, time versus money.
3 a.m.
You have those two assets, right? Time is money in a sense, right? So it's either you trade your time to try to make more money or you trade your money to make more money. Does that make sense? So it's like for me, someone who has a lot of money, instead of trading my time for more money, I'm gonna use my money to make me more money. So I'm gonna go and buy courses.
I get off, I do the 3 to 5, get back 5, 6. How do I maximize a 5 to 9 or 5 to 10 situation?
How do you maximize it?
With my $10 after I done bought.
Here's the biggest difference between like a successful entrepreneur and a failed one is action and planning, right? A failed entrepreneur is gonna sit there and just take in as much information as they can, try to plan the perfect plan until they feel like they've got it figured it out, and then they can take action. That's wrong. You don't do that. A successful entrepreneur, just no matter the circumstance, is just gonna jump in and take action and just figure it out while hands-on learning.
But I get my hands dirty, so you know what? I think I'm about to quit this shit.
Having a 9 to 5 job makes you less attractive compared to an entrepreneur in the dating market.
Because you said a 9 to 5, but like you could work for a hedge fund, you could be a managing director at an investment bank.
Well, I think it meant
make more than
more like normal 9 to 5 though, not like.
But you didn't say, because you just said a 9 to 5.
Well, I wasn't the one that said the prompt, I guess.
Okay, because you said a 9 to 5. There's like, what if you're like a hedge fund director? That's still a job. You're a private equity director. That's still a job. They still make more than 99% of entrepreneurs. They make like millions a year, and that's a job. So a hedge fund director, a private equity director.
But he's stuck at a job.
A plastic surgeon.
If you're my wife and you're at your job, and you have to call me and say, hey, can you pick up little Timmy from school, our kid? And I can't go pick him up. Little Timmy's at school and I'm at work at my 9 to 5 job.
Right.
Versus me, like I'll be home, like, oh yeah, I have a meeting, it's done in 10 minutes, and then I'll go pick up little Timmy. Like.
Right, but
it's more convenient.
The question was 9 to 5 versus entrepreneur, but that was the question. But so I'm giving you the contrary, because I think in Miami, like wherever I go, because I'm new to Miami, everyone is like, oh, entrepreneur. So there's a lot of fake entrepreneurs here who are like flashing a lifestyle. They don't actually have money. We're talking like
successful. Though.
Oh, you're talking successful.
I'm talking like successful,
okay.
Like a successful high value man versus like a normie.
So yeah, like maybe the top, that's also
Would
like
you rather want to date a normie or a dude that's got some motion?
Okay, that's a different question though.
It's like the same thing, just dumbed down.
Oh, because you're assuming 9
Answer
to 5 means average income.
Normie or motion?
Yeah, motion, but that wasn't the question, right? That was.
I mean, like it kind of was.
Okay, because you're assuming 9 to 5, like an average 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
You're not assuming like a
so
top.
like normie versus motion. You're gonna be more attracted to motion.
Right.
You want to eat at McDonald's or you want to go to like Mila?
Right. Yeah, of course. I agree. But his question was different.
What's your argument with the original prompt?
I think with the original prompt, because you said, does a man having a 9 to 5 job, is he like less attractive than an entrepreneur? So in that,
okay, well, he could have a 9 to 5 job and be very successful still. Yes.
Right.
Like,
yeah. Yeah. So that was my point, and a lot of them are probably more successful than the vast majority of entrepreneurs.
Well, entrepreneur
who have
overall,
like a top job.
a lot of people call themselves an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur. Like we can agree on that.
Yeah.
What makes you think that an entrepreneur is more attractive to a woman than a 9 to 5 guy?
I mean, I was raised very traditional, right? My mom was a stay-at-home mom. and my dad was, you know, like the provider for the family. So I grew up seeing that. I believe in that. I have like traditional values. Like I believe my job as a man should be to, you know, provide for the family. And my wife's job, she sure can have her own goals, desires, and she can work if she wants to. But if she doesn't want to work, she should have that option. I find it attractive if a girl has her own goals, desires, like dreams, wants to, you know, do X, Y, and Z. But if she wants to stay home and take care of the kids, she should have that option.
You didn't answer my question.
What was the question? Sorry.
My question is, why are you saying that an entrepreneur guy is more attractive to a woman than a 9
because
to 5
I think
guy?
I think that's big for a woman. That since any girl that has those traditional values as well, like would respect that highly of a man and find that very attractive.
So don't you think it's more risky for a woman to bet on a man who is an entrepreneur and he can go bankrupt tomorrow like this versus a guy who has a stable job, he has a career, he has all the benefits, he has, I don't know, 401k, whatever with his company. Don't you think it's more secure for her to get pregnant with this guy, to get a house with this guy and know that she has her future laid out versus an entrepreneur who can disappear
kills.
tomorrow like this?
You have a
always
point there, but
happens.
comfortability kills dreams. And I think a woman's job in a relationship is, no matter what the man is going through, to be there to support him and be there
But that's
for
not the
him through his
point.
struggles.
That's not the point. You
And-
said it's more attractive for a woman to be with an entrepreneur. Didn't you say that?
A successful one, successful, high value man.
Why would a woman go with an entrepreneur who can go bankrupt tomorrow?
But we're talking like a
With
high
all
value,
the-
successful man who
with
that's
all-
not likely for him, you know?
Yeah, but why would she? It can still happen. Have you watched The Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah,
There you go. He lost everything just like that, and that's it.
that's a good point.
And
I
that's
mean,
it. And
that's a
she said,
possibility in life. And it's
"I'm
a
out."
possibility that a 9 to 5 job, I think it's more common, honestly, that you see a dude who has a stable job get fired and lose his job rather than you would an entrepreneur go bankrupt,
True,
you know?
true, you have a point. However, he has the career. He can find another job with another company that is a similar
And an
company.
entrepreneur, if he's like a real entrepreneur and he has kids and bills to pay and a wife to take care of, he'll do whatever the fuck it takes to get back on his feet and provide for his family.
How long does it take? You know how long it takes to build a business. It's really hard. If he
course.
loses everything, it's going to take him a while. What is the woman going to do?
It might
with
take a
all
dude
the
a while to
house-
find a job, too.
House and kids and the mortgage and all the bills to pay.
Same, I
Imagine
can
if
say the
she's
same thing about a
pregnant.
job, though, too.
Imagine,
It might
like-
take him a long time to find a job. We're speaking like
Yeah, but
theoretically here.
entrepreneurship, you know,
I
it's
could be a
much
man
more
as an
risky.
entrepreneur or a 9 to 5 dude, and I could get hit by a bus and die. Anything can happen in life. Whether I'm a 9 to 5 worker, whether I'm an entrepreneur, I can go bankrupt as an entrepreneur. As a 9 to 5 worker, I can lose my job. I can get hit by a fucking bus and die, and my wife has to figure it out on her own.
You
When
have
we're-
to stay a little logical here. Stick to the point. You said the guy
I
is
am.
more attractive. The guy is more attractive. And I still don't agree because for me, it's more secure and attractive to be with a guy who has a stable job.
But what if he loses
In-
his job?
And he's just going to find another job because he has a lot of experience. And by
But he
the way-
might not. Like people in this day and age, like the job market is pretty shitty. It's not easy to find a job
Yeah,
that
but
pays
it's
well.
easy, it's easier
Your
to find a
mortgage is
job than to make a lot of money to sustain a family and a house
not
and a
always.
mortgage.
Not always.
Especially if you have kids, you know
Not
how,
always.
you don't know yet, but it's really expensive.
I know.
heard.
I know a lot of
It's really
people who
expensive to
graduated
have
college
kids.
that have struggled for 2 years to find a job. 2 years, you got to pay your mortgage. You got to pay for your kids to go to school, to go to soccer practice. You got to buy them basketball shoes. You got to put food on the table. That money can go quick if you're not making a lot as a 9 to 5 worker.
So another point I have is I know some guys who have built their career, like they started from nothing. For example, in a big company like Publix, I know a guy who started as a food bagger and he grew all the way up to being a store manager. Now he has his own store. And for me, that is incredibly attractive. And he doesn't have college education.
So you find it more attractive for a dude
I
to be like,
find it
yeah, I'm a general manager at
incredibly-
Publix, than a dude to say,
incredibly-
yeah, I own my own
incredibly attractive.
7-figure a year marketing
I
agency.
find he makes good money. He makes really good money.
That's 5,000.
He took care of his wife when she had a baby. So for me, that's incredibly attractive. But thank you so much.
Day.
Fuck that. You're not attractive at all. You can't change your own tire. You can't change your own oil. You can't fucking work
It's
around
like,
the house.
I mean,
Fuck
yeah,
that.
you know, there
Show me
is
how to reset the oil life on your Rolls right now.
the oil life,
Yeah.
like just through the electronics.
Yeah.
I can do that.
You can?
Yeah, it's
Fuck
just
that,
in
you
like
can.
the vehicle settings.
Not all of them.
But I'm gonna send my car to the shop. I'm not gonna do it myself because I have money.
Exactly. So what happens
My
when
time
your
is
wife fucking, I don't know, something breaks around the house? She's like, babe, can you fix it? You're like, nah, bro, gotta call.
I mean, give me an
carpenter.
example of what breaks. I'll figure it out.
The window breaks.
Pretty like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like sophisticated person. I can figure shit out. I'm a pretty good problem solver.
You think you could fix the window?
I mean, yeah. Could I fix the window? Yes. Would I rather just call up somebody to come fix the window themselves? Probably.
How long is that gonna take? What if that happens in like the middle of the night?
What are you gonna do in that situation? Go and buy a window and replace it yourself?
Well, that's why I figure shit out. I fucking put a cardboard over it. Next morning I wake up, I go to Home Depot, I fucking remove the window, add some caulking, put the window on. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But if you're a 9-to-5 worker and a window's expensive, can you afford to fix a window?
Oof, you got me there. That's why I got house insurance. I got insurances. I got savings. I got stuff like that. I'm not just a retarded 9-to-5 worker. I know how to make as much as you do. Of course. So I have a bank account where I put my money into.
Yeah.
But you're not able to fix everything. I mean, you
Neither
don't
are
have
you.
the skills to fix everything. Okay, but are you willing to actually
But
go
I
on
learn and
YouTube
adapt.
and learn and fucking fix whatever is
How
broken?
do you think I got to where I am?
All right, you have somewhat of a point there.
Yeah.
Is a woman gonna find you attractive because of what you do? Because you're an entrepreneur? Or you think
I would say women have found me attractive because of that, yes.
I would say women would find me attractive because I have the motivation and the strength to wake up and go home. I mean, wake up and go to work and bust my fucking ass every day.
You have a work ethic.
I can take a
think
bitching
as
from a
woman-
boss. I can look at him in the face and I'll be like, yo, my toolbox has wheels for a reason. I can go to the next job. I go do construction. I've had plenty of jobs.
I think
I'm
you
at
have
my
a valid
22nd
point, yes.
job and I'm only 22 years old.
I think you have a valid point that no matter what, for a woman, she wants a dude who has drive and will work hard no matter what, whether it's a 9-to-5 job, an entrepreneur. But I think it's like more attractive for a woman overall to like be driven towards someone who's more successful on their own than someone who just works hard at a
Yeah,
job.
but I know girls that are dating guys with money, scammers or whatever they may be, can't fix things. I mean, maybe you have that drive, but not everybody else does. For the sake of the argument, we're talking about the average, right? The average rich guy calls up whoever needs to be called to get
I mean, that would probably be unattractive as a woman. I could probably say if like I was with my boyfriend and the tire popped and like he didn't know what the
He
fuck
didn't know
to
how
do,
to swap the tire. You know
that
what
would
I'm saying?
probably be unattractive.
That would be
as a
pretty
woman.
unattractive.
Like you're a man, you should know how to fucking change a tire.
What if we fly out to Argentina and you don't know, I don't know, let's say Argentina has like, 90% are manual cars. We go over there, I can't drive. I don't know how to drive manual. Can't figure this out. I'm gonna have to have a chauffeur drive us around all day or some shit like that.
Yeah, but
is that attractive?
you think the girl wants to get ridden in a manual car versus a chauffeur?
I mean, the fact that you said, nah, bro, I can't do it. What?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I get what you mean. Yeah, having a chauffeur is sick, like driving your rolls. But they don't always have rolls in Argentina or whatever the hell. Let's say you get dealt a bad card and you got to get the manual car and you can't drive it. Now what are you gonna do? You're just gonna Uber everywhere and shit?
I mean, that's like a valid argument, you know, but like as a man, you think that in my position, like I don't know how to lead like a woman. Like I know how to lead a team of however many employees I
You
have.
specifically,
I know how to
we're
lead
talking
a
about
woman.
the average rich
Yeah,
guy.
average entrepreneur, average successful man, like he should have that leadership role. He should know how to lead a woman, you know?
All right, I want to see you do an oil change when it comes to your Rolls Royce, dude.
I'm gonna just send it to the shop.
You're
Cost
just
me
gonna
$2,000.
send it to
I'd
the
rather
job?
just pay the
2 grand for you to
$2
fucking-
grand, 3 hours of my time. I value spending $2,000 more.
3 hours of your
I'd rather
time to
spend
go
the
do
2
the
grand.
oil change at where do you go?
You gotta go through traffic to get oil. You gotta go home, do it in my garage. Like I just have people that I can pay to come to my house and do it. I've never had to take a car to a shop once because I buy expensive cars. Like the dealership values that, so they're like, when you need anything, we send a tow truck to your house. My Lambo had to go to the shop to get the front bumper fixed. I think I'm gonna do that shit myself. Sand it down, repaint it, rewrap it. I'm not doing all that.
I think
Could
the
I figure
beauty
it
in
out?
life though is teaching. At some point, you're gonna want to teach your kids those type of skills too.
Of
though.
course,
You know what I'm
and that
saying?
stuff would be like fun with my kids.
Like, because
and
maybe
stuff,
he's
too.
not gonna be rich.
But like
maybe
at
he
this
doesn't wanna
point,
go down
bro,
the same
at this
path.
point, am I gonna sit there wasting hours of my time trying to figure out how to sand down a bumper, repaint it, try to figure out how to get the correct paint color to match it from Lambo? It's a rare paint
You
color,
are a car guy, right?
and then rewrap it. Yeah.
Doesn't that sound a little fun? Making.
I mean,
things
it
and
can be
creating
fun,
something?
yes, but do I have
like
that?
art.
I'm a driven, hardworking man. Like focus. There's things that matter to me more than doing that, and I would rather just have a tow truck come to my house, put the Lambo on the tow truck, and it spawns back in my driveway 3 days later with a fixed bumper.
Is that attractive, girls? Having somebody just come and pick up your man's car and fix it for them? No?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I get it.
College degrees are a scam designed to put you in debt and make you obedient.
Oh, you didn't even finish reading the prompt and you were up here.
She just wants to argue with you.
Yeah, she just wants to argue. Are you in college?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Why?
Let me backtrack. I don't fully agree with it if you're going to school to become a doctor or I don't know, whatever other example like that where like you actually need school, then it makes
Okay.
sense. I went to school for a marketing degree and like I was learning the basics of social media, English, math, while making $10,000 a month doing marketing like in my class. I could pull up like pictures on my phone of me like in the Facebook ads manager in my class. Like I was making.
But I feel like college overall isn't a scam because it's kind of like, if you think about it, it's the same type of consumption that you're selling, like
Yeah.
informative consumption.
For sure.
So people are paying for your courses the same way they would pay for college.
But my
So it
course has a
weighs-
higher ROI potential than college does.
How?
Because there's the potential to make more money, have more freedom.
Same thing with college. You can make a business right after getting your degree and have a lot more
That's-
reliability and have a
You
lot of
could
bigger
just
audience.
you get your degree and you just, ooh, I'm gonna make a business.
No, but it's the
Get
same
rich.
way that you dropped out of college and was like, I'm gonna make a business, right? Same way.
Yeah, but like
Okay,
I had
so
to
how
learn
can
and
you
go
say-
through failure hands on. Like
Okay, you
college,
do that in
college,
college.
a
College
business
isn't
degree,
easy.
a business degree in college teaches you like vocabulary in business. It doesn't teach you hands-on learning and experience like failure actually doing it does.
Yeah, same thing with any other job or any other thing. You have to learn in life, like what's right or wrong, right? Like in what you want to do. You do that out of college, in college, but I don't think college is a scam because it's like a safety net. If you influence people to not go to college and buy your course because it's easier and because you did it, you're basically telling them risk your
Because
safety
here's
net,
the
risk
thing.
your
Here's the thing. When they
reliability.
buy my course, I've went through these experiences. A business professor that's teaching me about business has never ran a fucking business. I'm selling a program on how to do what I've exactly done. Now, another example here. I was talking to these guys when we were taking our intermission. One said that he's in school for electrical engineering. One said he went to school for mechanics. Those are jobs where you have to get hands-on learning, right? And that's what they do in school. I'm sure electrical engineering, he's like doing the job hands-on with his professor, with whoever, like learning while doing it, not just sitting down and like consuming it on a big screen. It's like he's going
that
through the
means-
process and learning
But that means
hands-on.
college isn't a scam, right? Because they came out.
But
and
that
they
example,
are
that
getting
example,
paid well.
it's not necessarily. Could he go and do that job and just learn it hands-on on the job? Yes, 100%. But is college something that he's investing into to learn the process maybe faster and learn like the whole curriculum? Yes. That's why buying a course makes sense because
So
you're
college
learning
isn't
from
a
someone.
scam because
I
they
said
are
at the
giving you a
I said at the
timeline.
beginning of this argument, I agree with it to an extent. Certain jobs you need school, doctor, electrical engineer, mechanic. Could you learn some of those things hands-on doing it? Yes. Now, doctor, for example, that's something you have to go to school for. You have to practice on dummies. I'm not going to learn that hands-on
Yeah.
doing open surgery on someone's brain and make a mistake and kill them. So I have to learn from the mistakes, learn through those failures from someone else who's already been there and done that so that I don't make that mistake and kill someone on the job.
So we agree. We agree. Okay.
So I convinced
Yeah,
you to
you
agree.
can-
So is my
No.
course is my course a scam?
If you call college a scam, then yes.
How?
Because it's the same type of consumption. Again, you're selling someone information.
No.
the
But
same
here's my
way
point.
college
There's
does.
certain degrees in college that you need a degree for. You have to go and learn hands-on. That's the
Okay,
same thing as
but
my
you're
course.
not-
You're learning
wait.
from someone who's done it. A business degree in college is a scam because I'm learning from someone who's never ran a fucking business. My course is not a scam because you're learning directly from someone who has done it and went through the failures themselves. So I can mentor these students on how to not make those same failures I did.
But colleges teach you more things than just business. They're better in
Yeah,
other
that you don't
aspects,
need to
so they're
know.
not a scam.
That you don't need to know.
Maybe some things, but it's not a scam. If you call college a scam, you're calling your business
No,
a
I'm
scam.
not. I just proved my. Do you want me to prove my point again?
What's your point?
My point is that in a business degree, I'm not learning from someone who's ran a business. I'm learning other things that do not fucking matter and are never going to help me run a business. In my course, you are learning from someone who has directly done it himself and has gone through the failures, the trials, the tribulations, and can help you not make those same mistakes he did. A business professor isn't going to do that because they've never experienced what it's like to fail in certain aspects of running a business. So again, to summarize my point, there are certain degrees you need to go to college for. There are certain ones that are a complete scam.
So you're saying that anyone that goes to college for business is getting ripped off? What if? But that's the same thing. It's the same type of consumption.
Yes, I can confidently say
How
that.
can you go
No,
over
it's
a
not.
college's word?
I've proved it 2 times now. You want me to go a third?
No, but you're just saying that you're better than
Yeah.
colleges.
I could teach a student how to make money a lot faster than someone in than a business professor could.
But college isn't a
I would put
scam.
every
Like, it
dollar
still
in my
teaches
bank
you those
account.
things.
If I taught you how to do what I do, you would make money faster than a business professor. I would put my life on it. Cut my head off if I don't.
I still don't agree though. I don't think college.
You
is a
don't
scam.
agree because you just don't want to agree.
Somebody
But
for free and prove it.
I've
Yeah,
done
for
that.
free. How much? Wait, how much is it that you charge
Prove
people?
it.
Let's just say 4K.
4K for how many sessions? For how
For like let's just say 6 months of access. And by the end of that 6 months, hopefully you're making like, probably my goal would be making like 5 to 10K a month. But when you go to school, you go for business degree. How many years? 4 years. And you spend, let's say, 15K a year
But
on
college
college.
isn't
You're
just, like,
you're 60
4
grand in
years.
debt,
There's
and now you get a
certificates.
job making 30.
Okay, college isn't just like bachelor degrees or master. You can get a certificate in something that you need to learn, and it could be in like a month.
Give me an example.
Well, I haven't done it myself. I just know from other people.
So give me an example.
Okay, whatever. We don't agree. I will not agree with you.
Okay, so I'm originally from LA and I moved here last month. And
For college?
Not for college.
Oh.
I honestly probably don't need to be in college. I am making good money without it. And
What do you do for work?
I just got this job, but I just did it for fun, kind of. I'm serving right now. But
Okay,
I'm
nice.
also making online
I used to
money.
be a server in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I like just it for like the people aspect and
Yeah.
like getting to meet people. But when I was in LA and I was in my first semester of college, it was all free. That's why I don't think it's a scam, because you can go to
Well,
those
that's different, 'cause you got a
top
scholarship,
schools.
yeah?
No, it's just community college. You can go to community college and go for, maybe I paid like a couple $100s.
But again, there's 2 really valuable assets you have in your life. 1, money, 2, time.
But I
You
was,
wasted your time.
honestly, not really.
What did-
I went a
you
couple
needed-
days a week.
Let me ask you this. You needed your degree to get your server job,
No,
so you wasted your time. How many years did you go to school for?
I'm still in school right now.
Okay.
I moved here and I'm going to Miami-Dade. And obviously,
But
since I'm
if
not
you
a resident,
weren't in school, you
I
do
am
it
paying,
online?
I am paying good money. I mean, I'm paying like $5,000, which sucks. But
And
again,
you're wasting
this
your
is a-
time
this is
that
a
you could be
safety
spending
net.
serving and making money.
But I am doing it all. I serve. I
But
do make
but
my
you're
online
still
money
you're
doing-
still investing one of your most valuable assets you have,
What else would I be doing with that
which is
time,
time.
though?
Serving, making more money.
But that's not how I make all my money.
How else do you make your money?
It's like a small niche, but I'm learning. I'm gonna do a course soon. Drop in the course.
So you're gonna do a course?
Yeah. But I can.
So you
still be
believe in
college.
courses too?
I can be in college though and have that safety net just in case
Yes,
it doesn't work out.
and I agree
am
with
doing,
that.
I'm doing marketing too, so that helps.
A lot of my students, like when they first join my program, they're working a job, they're in school, whatever. I have students making 20K a month and they're still in school.
Yeah, I'm making
Student named
around
Griffin,
that
he's
too.
making like 20 to 40 a month and he's still in school and he posts videos every single day in
Exactly.
his business classes saying, "Oh, I'm learning how to pitch today."
Yeah, that's-
Little does my professor know I made 30K
That's
doing
what
that
I'm
this
doing.
month.
I'm like, I sometimes look at her and I'm like, oh, I'm probably making more than her, but again, like I just think it's good to just have that piece of paper
And some people
something
believe
to
that,
show for
you know?
that.
Some people, me, I didn't give a fuck about that. I was like, I'm gonna fully take this risk, put my back against the wall. I think it'll make me go harder and be more successful. There's other people where they're like, I'm making 20K a month doing marketing online, but I still want to go to school for maybe the experience or maybe to just have that safety net,
Yeah.
and that's totally okay too.
Yeah.
You can
Like,
do
I think-
both.
I think Kim Kardashian went back to get like some lawyer degree. And
Well, she's just
obviously-
retarded. Like, she's a
obviously, she doesn't
billionaire.
need to do that, but like
She's
at
probably
least
just
it
bored.
shows that she did that. Do you think she's bored?
Yeah, you get to a certain level of like, I mean, I can't speak from experience, but you get to a certain level of success where things
Yeah.
just get boring. Look
That's
at
what I'm
Look at
saying.
Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, he had all the money in the world and he started doing real freaky shit because he was
Yeah.
bored.
100%.
So
But yeah, that's my opinion. I think that you can go to school and do your other things, and I don't think it's a scam
I
unless
agree.
you're going to like Miami and you're paying $80,000
Yeah.
to $100,000
That's
a
just,
year
like, stupid.
for the experience. I think that's when you're getting into scam territory. But I mean, if you have the money and you want to do that, go for it, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, to an extent, it's a scam, but it depends how you utilize it, I guess.
Okay,
But,
so we're in agreement, kind of.
yeah,
Not really.
I think you can go to
Did
school
I change
and
your
still.
perspective?
No, I already believe that.
Okay.
I think you can go to school and also, you know, do whatever online and make money, because I literally have multiple students doing that, or I've had multiple students, you know, when they first joined, they were working a job and they needed to work that job because they had bills to pay, and they just invested this money in my course. Like,
And also,
if they just quit their job.
yeah, if they're buying your course, they had to get the money from somewhere too. and,
Exactly.
like, I guess.
Exactly. So they worked their job until boom, they replaced their income from their job with everything they learned from my course, and then boom, they quit
Exactly,
their jobs.
though, like, just, I know it's like you can also lose your job, but if like the whole internet got like destroyed, I don't know how that would happen, but like I
Well, a
guess
lot of
then at
people
least
would
you have
lose
your
their jobs too if the
I-
whole internet got destroyed.
True.
A person has to really know themselves and like be really self-aware, because like I'll say from my example, I was always book smart, but I'm not like street smart, not the entrepreneurial type. That would be like really difficult for me. Maybe one day, you know, I'll
But you don't know till you try.
but I
You would have never known you were book smart until you went to school. And
that
did it.
was just that's just how I'm naturally wired.
Right, but
like
you
I can study
if school
something.
wasn't a thing, like if you didn't go to elementary school, middle school, high school, you would have never known you were book smart. So until you try to be an entrepreneur or whatever, like you would never know if you're good at it. You just tell yourself you're not. That's your limiting belief. That's why entrepreneurship starts up here. In your mind.
Well, what if? Okay, that's a good
Are you
question.
good at? Are you
So
good
I'm-
at? Hang on, let me
I'm
ask you
just
this. Are you
saying
good at
it's
football?
easier
Are you good at
on
football?
my nervous system to study a subject, be really good at that subject, and then to get a job in that
You just
field
really
that
like
pays well.
being comfortable, huh?
For right, maybe
You
no,
just
I'm
don't like
saying-
the idea of not being comfortable.
Well, right now, I don't want to like risk a lot if I can.
But why?
If I could, so say there's
You're
an example
young,
where someone
You have life ahead of you.
Well,
why
if
not
there's
be
an
willing to take a
example
risk?
where
Like,
someone, so okay,
everything in
between
life
your
is a risk.
course-
Walking out of this
between-
door is a
Okay.
risk. Walking from that chair to here is a
Right.
risk. What if that snake bites you?
Okay, I'm just saying
That's a
this,
risk.
Like between your course and say someone studying AI engineering. Say they studied AI engineering, they really focused, they like went
AI
all
engineering
in.
is gonna get
They
replaced
went-
by AI itself.
They went all in, and then they were able to get a job that pays maybe starting 200K with experience 400, 500, and they
Then they
went.
get
Oh no,
replaced
they
in
went.
5 years
no,
'cause
they
AI
went
learns how to
all-
replace
they
itself.
went all in and focused, and then they're like, okay, because I learned this skill, there's a higher probability of getting a job that pays well. Someone could do your course. I could be doing it like 80 hours a week in your course and still fail.
Not if you stick with it long enough.
What is the percentage of people, because you're saying 5 to 10K per month after 6 months? Like what percentage?
Yeah,
And
I would
consistently,
say-
not like
I mean-
5K one month, the next month zero.
I don't
zero,
have
zero.
a real specific
Yeah.
statistic. I'm actually working on something right now to
Mm-hmm.
figure out better how to hold them accountable and how to
Right.
track that better so that we can actually get that metric and figure
Mm-hmm.
out, okay, this is the percentage of students that are actually getting the results we
Mm-hmm.
want them to achieve. This is the percentage that aren't. What do
Mm-hmm.
we need to do to make these students that aren't more successful? If I had to say a number, I'd say
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
maybe 20 or 30%, but how many people will go to school and get a degree and don't even end up getting a job that pays them 6 figures a month? Because in today's day and age, it's hard to live off anything less than 6 figures a month out on your own, especially if you're in like a big city.
Right,
Like I spend,
right.
or 6 figars a year. I spend that in a month.
You have to have roommates in a place like Miami.
Exactly.
Less than 6
Like
figures.
I can easily
agree.
blow that in a month. Now, granted, I live
Right, but
more of a
also
lifestyle,
like you're
but-
like the top 0.1%, right? Like I think what
Right.
people are sold right now. Okay, that's
So basically, ladies and gentlemen, for the duration of this program, I think this man's actually proven himself very right. And that's a sad thing. Because
Why is it sad?
Because you
Well, it is kinda
what you
sad.
do is a philosophy, okay? In terms of education, there are a lot of people close to me that are educators, all right? You know, I come from a family of educators, but there's also in this country, academics is a business.
Right. It's a
In
business for
other-
myself.
I understand. Well, I don't think what you're doing is academic. I think it's more of like a philosophy, like a get rich quick kind of thing.
No. No.
On
Again,
the-
I've talked all day long about how it's not a get rich quick thing.
I
And
get
that's
it.
not
I
what we
won't.
market
I
as.
won't bore you with that. I'm
Okay.
just saying because what I'm here to disagree with is there are people that do love to teach, and there's a vocational aspect in the university because it is a business, and I understand it's a business for you. Okay, and there are people that genuinely love what they do, and they're not looking at the fucking size of their wallet. But that's just some other people. That's kind of like people like me. You know, I just kind of, I'm an artist, and I just kind of, do it my own way. But when you said that, when I was talking about the influencer thing, about positive, a lot of the things you said were negative. Like, oh, college is a scam. It can't all be fuck you and I am this.
No, of course. And
You know?
it never is. It never
Okay.
is fuck you and I'm this.
Yeah.
That's never,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm any better than anyone because of what I've achieved. I mean, yeah, simple as that. I don't think that I'm of any more value.
Just try to keep that mindset when you're educating people because what you're doing
course.
is educating.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Entrepreneurs are more valuable to society than people who have normal jobs.
Yeah, this guy knows. Lives bad.
Just
This is going to be interesting.
the
'cause
argument I brought
know
up
what you're
earlier.
gonna
Somebody's
say.
got to fix your car, dude.
Yeah, but somebody has to provide the job to the person who gets hired to fix that job.
Huh?
Or someone has to hire you
Yeah,
to
but I gotta
work
hire
at
me.
that business.
No, I can work at home.
Yeah, but like majority of your income comes from someone who hired you to work that job,
Yeah, because they do
Entrepreneurs
have
are the ones that build those
because they do
things that
have a
society
bigger
provides.
flow. But most of the entrepreneurs started off kind of like what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Anybody
It's
that
like
has
you work your way up the totem
yeah,
pole. It's like you work your way up the totem pole.
yeah. But what we're arguing here is that the working man is more important than the entrepreneur.
I
in my
don't think
opinion.
so, just because someone has to provide that job to the working man. And someone had to build the
The jobs
opportunity
come
to
on their
get that
own.
job.
The cars are gonna break. Cars are
No.
always gonna break.
Right. But
Nothing
there's
is
not
gonna
always going to
replace
be
cars. Not for
right. But if
years.
there's not someone to build a business that's revolved around fixing someone's car, like someone had to build that business,
Someone had to build the business that I work at.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's
and provide those jobs.
yeah, but I could do it wherever. I could do your oil change at
I mean,
a parking lot at Kmart, Walmart.
A lot
whatever.
of jobs, yours not so much until maybe robots are here one day, but like your job won't get replaced by AI, but like
Not
a lot
for
of
a
jobs
really
are
long
going to
time.
get replaced by AI, and someone had to build that AI that's going to do those jobs instead of manual labor and people do them, AI is going to replace a lot of jobs. Okay? Understood?
They're gonna replace your job too, though.
No, they're not.
Just because you're ahead of the game doesn't mean they're not gonna.
They're not going
replace
to
your
replace
job.
my job.
They're not gonna replace your job.
No.
At some point, they will.
No.
I mean, all you're doing is marketing, really, right?
just have to
Well-
take a course and put it in AI.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, it doesn't work like that.
No, actually, a lot of it does. Because I could search up on ChatGPT, make me a course on what breast scales does, on like the same thing you do. You know what I'm saying? On a marketing course. And ChatGPT.
But AI hasn't learned hands-on the same way that I have. Like that's a really
AI takes statistics from everywhere, though.
yeah, but it hasn't learned hands-on.
Hands on.
You could ask AI how to take out your LS engine and put it back in, and it'll tell you how to do it, but it won't do it for you.
It won't do it for you.
No.
Of course. So the working man is the one more important. The one who's gonna actually take the engine out. The one who's gonna put it back together for you.
In that case, I mean, yes, but someone had to build ChatGPT to be able to tell you how to do it.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
But again, what was my point earlier that I didn't even finish? AI is going to replace a lot of jobs, and someone has to build that AI and build that business that does replace those jobs,
You don't think AI is gonna replace your job?
No,
No. Why are you so confident in that?
because I'll be ahead of the curve. That's what an entrepreneur is.
Because you'll just always be ahead of the curve.
Even
You'll
if-
never get caught slipping once.
No, I mean, that happens. That's entrepreneurship, but you adapt and you learn and you build. That's what it is. That's the game, my brother.
At the end of the day, bro, you can own the mechanic shop, but if you have nobody there to work and to actually do the oil changes and change the
Yeah,
tires,
but
then you got nothing.
the workers
You don't really
the
have-
workers can have the skill of the mechanic job, but if they have nowhere to work, it goes both ways. I can agree and disagree with you because it goes both ways. We got to agree on that. Like if the workers don't have anywhere to work, they're fucked. If the business has no workers, they're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, back to my point. Like, I could really work on cars wherever. You know what I'm saying? You can do your job wherever.
But you don't know how to run your own mechanic shop. You could learn and you could do it,
I'm
and then
pretty
you
sure
would be
I
the
could run
business
my own
owner.
mechanic shop right now.
Then why don't you?
Because I don't have as much as experience on working on cars as other mechanics do. I'm saying there's a
Bro,
couple
that's
jobs
what
I can't
business
do.
is. You hire roles that are more experienced than you. My head media buyer in my agency, he's been running ads for 8 years. He knows more about running ads than I do. That's why he's hired as that role. But I was the one that put myself in a higher leverage position where I'm his boss. He's better at the skill than me, but I'm better at other things that
I just
propel
can't
the
agree with you
business
at all,
forward
bro.
more.
There's always got to be a worker.
There's always
got
gotta be a business.
The worker is what holds everything up.
But you haven't made one valid point of why. Because the business holds the workers.
But there's people selling tacos at the crib, bro. Like, that's not a place of business,
Yeah.
but people are buying.
That is their business.
So now that's a business?
That's a business.
So then me doing an oil change at the Walmart would also be, at the parking lot would be a business too.
Yeah. Essentially, you'd be like your own business. It's called a freelancer.
So then the worker is more important than the worker brings the business.
No.
The worker
because-
is the business.
Well, the worker is the business if they're operating under their own business. But if the job comes in because of the business and the worker does the work, the business brought that job in.
A lot of work in there.
Thank you.
The American dream is propaganda to keep people stuck in jobs.
So actually, you know, I was sitting there and I was actually thinking, you know, I actually do believe if you work hard and like you go to college, because here's the thing, we're arguing this like the main goal in life is to make money. It's not. There are a lot of people
No, it's
that
not.
actually don't care about money. They just,
Of
you know,
course.
like I was speaking to this girl one time and she told, I asked her what's one of the biggest things you want to achieve, and she told me like raising a son.
That's
raising a daughter.
that's
You
a
know?
bigger goal for me than probably getting super riches. It's
Exactly,
like
you know?
beautiful wife, beautiful kids, beautiful home.
Right.
But to be able to really provide for my family and give them a life that's like free, money is kind of a
But here's the thing, you
tool.
could do that with the job too. I mean, if you're a lawyer, you're making like fucking 400K
Lawyer,
a year.
that's gonna get replaced by AI, bro.
You believe a lawyer's gonna get
every
replaced by
contract-
AI?
Yes, every contract I ever
Would you
get for
hire
business,
would you hire an AI to represent you? Let's say you got in the
bro,
fucking,
it's probably smarter. I mean, granted, this may be way in the future because granted, someone like a lawyer still has to.
So
step into
you
a
would hire
courtroom.
ChatGPT to represent you in court?
You didn't let me finish.
If
No, you didn't let me
that's-
finish. I was still
that's-
proving my
okay,
point
okay,
that answers that.
Talk your point. Man.
It's a long time, I think, before like, yeah, obviously like a lawyer still has to step into a courtroom and represent a person that's either guilty or non-guilty.
Yeah.
But as of right now, bro, like before, 5-10 years ago, I would get a contract for some sort of business agreement. I would send it to my lawyer to look over it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I just put it in ChatGPT and say, yo, tell me the pros and cons of this contract.
You know, ChatGPT actually makes up like bullshit that doesn't actually exist. So like, let's say you give ChatGPT that contract, it could read it and like, I don't know, because ChatGPT is crazy. It comes up with bullshit statistics. So you could give it to that ChatGPT and it could give it back to you, and then you read it, you're like, oh, ChatGPT did it for me. But in real life, you're just fucked. You know,
No.
lawyers,
But
so
the
that would
only
be like,
thing I use
he missed this, he missed
ChatGPT
this.
for in the terms of a contract is like I put it in there and have it break the contract down so that I can like
Understand it more?
dumb it down and like brief it,
Yeah, but like a human could do that for you too, and it could probably.
Yeah, but I have
explain
to
better
pay. I have
you.
to pay the human to do it.
I mean, that's true though. But back to the point of the prompt is that you actually don't need that much money to be happy in life. You're saying like you need freedom, right? That's your point. You have money. You have
Here's the
freedom.
thing. Here's my main point is like maybe you don't need a lot of money. Whatever money means to you and the level of money you want to have kind of comes with a level of freedom, and money is freedom. So as soon as you have kind of that financial freedom, a lot of freedom in other areas of your life opens up. If I have $100 million in the bank, I'm never gonna have to think about money. If I want to go
But
on a
here's the
vacation,
thing: you don't need a fuck ton of money to have freedom. Listen,
No, I know,
Some
I
people
know.
get satisfaction from the littlest things in life.
It just depends on the type of person
Some people don't
you
give a
are.
fuck about traveling. They're okay with being at home. They're
Of
okay with
course.
being in their little area with their friends. So like, you don't really need that much money to be happy. And there are a fuck ton of people with money that are like, fuck, I hate my life. Like,
yes, because
there are a fuck ton of
they
people with money that don't have freedom.
They value money too much.
Right.
Like they don't value what really matters in life. But in my example here, I have a family. I'm 40 years old. I have $100 million in the bank.
Right.
I never have to think about money. Say my kid needs a surgery. Say God forbid my kid has cancer and I have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to treat his cancer. money isn't an issue to do that for me anymore. You know, if my kid's birthday is coming up and he's been really good lately and he's been getting good grades in school and I want to reward him and take him on a trip to,
But here's the thing though, if that kid is a materialistic piece of shit, that kid's never gonna
that's
be
not
happy,
the point though. But life is about like I believe life is about like experiences with people you really care about, you know? So like if my kid's been really good, getting good grades, like I want to take him to Disney for his birthday, money isn't an issue in that. Like, $10,000 to go to Disney when I have $100 million in the bank, it's nothing. It's pennies.
I totally agree, but the kid could get the same satisfaction from like maybe getting him a fucking basketball for his birthday or something. Just like you don't have to go above and beyond for,
I know.
for something like that. But I also understand your point, you know, like you have a lot of money, you want to do, you know, big things, you know, you want to celebrate that money. But
to me, here's how I value money. Money is really cool because it's opened a lot of freedom in my life, but money is like a measurement. It's like the scoreboard.
Right.
It measures how good I'm doing in business. And I really care about fulfilling myself. And I'm money driven. Yes, I love money, but also it's like, you know, a measurement of success. It's like the more money I have, the better I'm doing, the more I feel like I'm achieving. But I would never say that money is like my main motivator, you know? I would say my main motivator is like not identifying myself as a loser, not being a disappointment to myself, and just being like able to put my head on the pillow at night and be like, damn, I'm proud of, you know, what I've done and what I've built.
I agree with that, man. I agree with you, Brez. Listen, can you, like, off camera and everything, can you just give me like a course for free?
I would never give my course away for free. It's worth too much.